Social media platform analytics are great for engagement stats, and Facebook offers pretty comprehensive event and conversion tracking these days. However, you might find a bit of a black hole in your data when trying to match up your social media campaigns with Google Analytics data. As Google still has its mindset on dominating the world of social media, and are probably still in denial about the flop of Google+, they're not really keen to integrate with other platforms, which makes life a little harder for you and me. So how can we force this unwilling matrimony to take place? Enter UTM Parameters. Tracking your campaigns with UTM Parameters is a very practical, flexible, but somewhat archaic method of getting your campaign data from any online source into Google Analytics. In a nutshell, you simply add a set of parameters to the end of any URL. Then when the link is visited, the page view will be categorized with a user-defined campaign, source, and medium. This means that you'll need to create a tracking URL with all of this information in it. There are a few ways to do this. One is using Google's own URL builder tool, but we've also linked up to a handy spreadsheet that you can copy. One of the most common uses for UTM tracking is to tag your individual Facebook ads with a campaign in Google Analytics. In this example, I'm going to add some UTM parameters to one of our recent blog posts about how to create video content on a budget. Let's start by pasting our destination URL into the sheet. Next, we'll give our campaign a name. I like to start mine with a date. So I'll put in the 8th of November 2017, followed by something to identify the campaign. So in this case, I'll add an underscore and first FBPP, which is my way of saying Facebook promoted post, and then another underscore and video content on a budget, so I know which post we're talking about. Next up, we should add a medium. Now you could add CPC here, as this post is a paid promotion, but bear in mind that Google will automatically include this in its paid traffic default channel grouping. If you want to keep your social media paid traffic totally separate from your AdWords account, I would suggest changing the medium to something like paid.social. You can also update your channel groupings with this medium so that Google Analytics displays it nice and clearly in the channel report. For the traffic source, I'll just add Facebook, and in this case I'm going to leave the content and term fields blank. These are optional additional tags, and to be honest, I wouldn't bother unless you have a specific need for them, as they're not easily accessed through the analytics interface anyway. Now our URL has been generated, let's take a look at how to add it to our Facebook ad. Copy the URL, then go to your Facebook Ad Manager account, and in the Ad Editor section, where you scroll down, you can find an optional field called URL Parameters. Facebook already has the URL in this post, so it just wants the parameters. So once you paste the tracking URL into this field, you should remove everything up to and including the question mark or query, which shows you from which point the URL has been appended. Notice how all of our campaign, medium, and source data is contained in these parameters. Finally, click Confirm and Close, and your ad is good to go. To view your campaign's performance, open up the Google Analytics Acquisitions report, and then select Campaigns and All Campaigns. You can now see which of your regular goals or e-commerce transactions are attributed to those individual campaigns. Once you start doing this, you'll start to see that your Facebook and Google Analytics conversion data can be quite different from one another. This is due to each following its own conversion attribution model, which we cover in a pretty detailed blog post.